3rd, March 23rd, 2020, Board of Trustees school meeting, virtual. We'll start off with the pledge.
Go.
All right.
Pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to
and to the republic which stands
One nation, God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would anybody like to read the mission statement?
Sure, I will. This is Peggy.
Okay, thank you, Peggy.
The mission of the Michigan City Area Schools, the unifying force of our diverse community, is to ensure that each student will be able to achieve any goals to which he or she aspires and contribute positively to society through a system characterized by learning as a continuous experience of excitement, opportunity, and achievement, clear goals and high expectations for students' success, supportive families and community, staff with pride and purpose leading by positive example, and a student prepared for and enthusiastic about his or her future.
Thank you. Sarah, 6 present, 1 absent. That's Mrs. Chubb. Consent agenda. On the consent agenda, first will be we'll have number 1 will be approval of minutes of preceding meeting. 2, approval of employee appointments, resignations, retirements, leaves of absence, disciplinary action, and status change. 3, approval of secretary's report on bills to be paid. And 4, approval of pay dates February 28, 2020 and March 13, 2020. Do I hear a motion to approve?
move for approval.
Do I hear a
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sarah, that moves 6 to, all approval. Next, communication announcements, and Dr. Watkins.
In light of the COVID-19 situation, I will keep my announcements brief tonight. First, I want to announce that the next school meal pickup will be Monday, March 30th at the Barker, Krieger, Elston, and Knapp locations from 4 to 6 p.m. This is a curbside grab and go service, and the bags being distributed contain a weekly supply of breakfast and lunches for each child. In addition, we have some school buses delivering food to neighborhoods where we know families may have trouble getting to one of the 4 drive-up locations. Families in those areas are receiving calls and emails with specific distribution locations and times. Second, with the extension of e-learning through May 1st, the Michigan City Area Schools is adjusting its calendar to incorporate some of the waiver days that have been offered by the Indiana Department of Education and Governor Holcomb. We will continue with our current schedule of e-learning up until spring break. We will have no e-learning during spring break. Following spring break, we will have e-learning Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. We will be using waiver days on Thursdays and Fridays. This complete schedule is available on our website. I want to emphasize that our website is the best place to find information and resources as we work through this. The address is educatemc.net. Here, families can find information about school meal pickup, e-learning schedules, and links to a number of helpful resources, including county resources for information and assistance. In addition, we have educational websites for enrichment and social emotional supports. And finally, words cannot express how proud I am of our teachers, staff, and administrators. Our teachers, instructional support staff, and tech staff are pulling together to ensure that education continues for our students remotely. Our district was prepared for this period of extended learning because of our commitment to one-to-one and the professional development we have provided. Our building and district administrators are actively supporting the work of our teachers and support staff, and they are doing a phenomenal job. Our food service and transportation staff have always been heroes, and they are now superheroes. They have aided in the assembly and distribution of more than 30,000 school meals so far, and they will continue to provide these meals to students throughout this crisis. Our social workers and counselors, our secretaries, our business office, our Sodexo support staff, there are so many working behind the scenes to ensure that we continue to support our students and employees. It's all essential, and we appreciate your contributions. I am also grateful to our school board members. Some of you have been on site helping distribute school meals. Others have been sharing information and helping us to make crucial decisions that impact our students and our employees. Thank you all for what you are doing and will continue to do as you lead our district. And finally, I want to applaud our students and their families. I know this is a trying time, especially for our high school seniors and their families, and the weeks ahead are full of uncertainty. I want to thank you for your patience as we work through all of these issues and await further guidance from the state. I am very encouraged that you are remaining committed to your education and to our schools. Please stay positive, keep learning, and keep caring for one another. We will keep communicating with you, and we will get through this together. We are one city, one pack. Go Wolves.
Thank you, Dr. Watkins. Now to our business. First one is the resolution of the Board of School Trustees. I guess that's me, huh? Did you all get a chance to look at the resolution?
Yes.
If I may,
Yes, Bill, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to let the board know in Deb's absence, I spoke with her personally today, and the additional sentence that I added to the resolution, she has no problem with it.
Okay.
Can you please be, this is Peggy speaking, can you please be specific about the sentence that you added?
Unfortunately, I don't have it in front of me, but it is, what it does is it requires the superintendent and or her designee to talk with the board prior to doing anything under that resolution. In other words, if they feel the need to use this resolution, they have to communicate with the board, each board member, just so that you know what they're doing. That will give the board an opportunity to voice concerns or otherwise. So, and again, this is only for items that the resolution covers. Their day-to-day operations will continue as they always have. It will only be drastic measures like had to have been taken to go to e-learning, use the waiver days, etc.
Peggy, I have the resolution. That sentence says the superintendent and or his or her designees must give each board member notice prior to taking any action.
Yes, I have it in front of me as well. Although I just, when I searched for the original one that went out, I couldn't find it. So I don't know where it went, but I do have that in front of me and I do have a comment about it, but do I need to wait to a little bit further for the discussion? should speak now.
You have a comment, you can make a comment now.
I can make my comment now? Okay,
Yeah.
so actually my comment is regarding that sentence that was added. The superintendent and/or his or her designees must give each board member notice prior to taking any action. I just thought that notice prior to taking any action was very vague and ambiguous. I think that it should be a little bit more. I mean, does that mean 5 minutes before? Does that mean a day before? Does it mean a week before? I think that I would like to see there be a specified amount of time.
So what amount of time are you looking at? Because so with the times that we in, Peggy, I mean, you know, it might be 5-10 minutes. I mean, you know, things are going day by day, hour by hour. So
Well,
if you say 2 days and the governor makes a decision, you know, like it has been, it's not like the governor's giving us prior notice before he's making decisions. He makes them and then send it out to us. Now, if we put a time limit on it that they have to do before we make action, then we could be behind. We could be compliance.
well, I mean, I think that that's a fair point, and I think that an example like that it really kind of speaks to it. So, is there a way that we could address that with this resolution? I mean, could it mean that, you know, before the decision is made, an email is sent out, you know, prior to the decision being made? I mean, Betsy Cohn sends us emails all the time ahead of time, and I appreciate that.
And so, Peggy, nothing's going to change. Just like any other time we get stuff prior notice before decisions are made, it's going to be the same. I mean, we haven't had to specify in the past. So, I mean, it's the same here.
Well, if it's the same, then why do we need the resolution?
Well, you need the resolution because there are several things going on. Number one, it's giving your superintendent the ability to make decisions and then obviously communicate to the board before it is implemented, and then it allows the board to ratify that decision at a later date. Secondly, it allows you to pay your employees who are not working, and the State Board of Accounts will not write up the corporation for ghost employment. So it really handles both of those two items. And it is my advice that the board pass this resolution. I can tell you that all school corporations in LaPorte County and Stark County are passing a very similar resolution.
Well, thank you for that information. And I think one thing that I did not understand from what has already been said and from what the resolution states is what you said, that at a later date it will then be ratified by the board.
It has to be ratified. For instance,
Is that correct?
yes. For instance, your superintendent on daily matters may sign contracts, may approve claims, may pay claims, and then the board ratifies it at the next meeting. So really, that is no different. But this specific resolution authorizes the superintendent and or her designee to move things forward. But I added that sentence because Ms. Chubb was concerned that she wanted to be able to voice a concern if there was a concern.
And that's fair, and I would agree with that. And I do agree with that. My point was about the length of time. However, can you assume that with this resolution that it means that they would always then be ratified at a later date?
In my opinion, anything that the superintendent and her designee do will have to be ratified at a later date.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I think the important thing, at least from my perspective as the board's attorney, is that you all will have an opportunity prior to Dr. Eason Watkins or her designee acting. You will have notice of that. And if there is any concern, you will have the opportunity to voice that concern prior to the administration taking any action.
Mm-hmm. Good enough. It's just ambiguous about how much notice you'll have. That was my only point about it.
The notice is that each board member has to be given notice. So that's the amount of time. I'm concerned about putting time limits in there. I think Ms. Chubb had talked about 72 hours. That's hamstringing the administration's ability to act on something that happens now. We don't know where this is going. And
Right.
so I think the administration needs to have some flexibility, but I also think the board needs to have some protection that they are for sure notified prior to the administration taking action. So again, any individual board member can voice concerns.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody else? Any other discussion?
No.
No? Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Move to the approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion?
No.
Seeing no other discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I think that's just a dog, that's not opposition.
I think there was a dog that's, but
All right, next order of business is the extension of retirement window for certified staff. Dr. McCullum?
Thank you, Mr. Corley, and good evening, board members. Tonight, I'm asking for your approval to extend the retirement window, which opened October 1st and expired March 15th, through the remainder of the year. Currently, we have 8 teachers who have submitted retirement for the end of the school year. This is something that we do on an annual basis to ask to extend that retirement window. And once again, I am asking for your approval to extend the retirement window until the end of the school year, which is May 28th, as of right now.
So approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, a
Second.
motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? All in favor. Thank you, Dr. McCullum. Next, our K through 5 textbook reading adoption. Mrs. Billhauser.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. During the 2019 school year, our district committee began reviewing English language arts adoptions. And after an in-depth study, the committee selected EL Education for the K-5 adoption for both reading and writing. This comprehensive program is supported by research, and our students in pilot classrooms have demonstrated strong achievement gains this year. This open resource curriculum can be viewed at eleducation.org or by visiting the Michigan City Area Schools website, where a link is located under the curriculum tab in the parent section. At this time, I would like to thank the committee members who spent time reviewing materials along with piloting the programs that were given consideration. And the administration recommends approval of EL Education for the K-5 textbook adoption.
Thank you. All members, have you had a chance to view the content?
Yes. Yes.
I did.
If there's no questions, I'm asking if we can all be in agreement to hear this on first and second reading tonight so we can vote on it.
With me.
Does everybody
Okay.
agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So do I hear a motion to approve? Are we good, Bill, with a
Motion
motion to approve now?
Approve.
Okay. I have a motion. The second.
I second.
Any other further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sarah, that passes. Next is our middle school course guide. Mrs. Billhauser.
Okay, middle school teams worked collaboratively to review and align courses for the 2020-21 school year. Both middle schools have revised their elective courses to provide computer science or Project Lead the Way courses in advance of new legislation requiring all schools to provide computer science beginning in July 2021. Both middle schools offer Algebra 1 for high school credit and provide high ability and honors course options for students. The administration recommends approval of the middle school course guide at this time.
All members, were you able to, again, review that content?
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes.
Any questions by anyone?
No.
Seeing no questions, I'll also ask for agreement by all board members so we can move on this, have first and second reading tonight, and we can vote on it.
Yep, good with me.
Everybody's in agreement?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I make a motion to approve this.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Any other discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sarah, that passes. Thank you. The Tedesco contract amendment. Mr. Warner.
Tonight, the administration is recommending approval for a 2% increase, which equals $67,134 for the Tedesco Facilities Maintenance Service Contract. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, this is Peggy. So I assume that the period of the contract is July 1st of 20 to June 30th of 21?
The effective period for this is July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2020.
So are we doing what was discussed before about ratifying something that already took place?
What?
Well, no, they don't get the increase until you ratify it here today.
So
And
Lance,
it would be just from this point moving forward?
No, you are, every year, we always do this after the effective date, but it would be retroactive back to July 1st, 2019.
Okay, that's what I'm asking then. Okay.
And the reason we do that is usually it mirrors the increase that the teachers get. So until we know for sure what the teacher's increase was, we don't have that information available to agree to an amendment to the contract.
Okay.
Any other
Yeah,
questions? Oh, sorry.
I just want to say this increase is basically the employees' equivalent raise to the raise that we gave our employees.
Correct.
Any other comments? Any other questions? Do I hear a motion?
So moved. So moved.
I have a motion and a second.
A sec.
Any other discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sarah, that passes also. At this time, are there any board statements and/or issues requiring action prior to the next board meeting? I just wanted to again thank everybody for their cooperation and doing their part as we're out of school and dealing with these times. I've been witness to some of the e-learning and also the distribution and just the way the school system's handling business. I think us being involved in the way we've pitched in and made sure our students were provided for during these times has helped the community out tremendously. So thank you all. Thank the administration and everybody else that had a part in having a plan in place. I was very impressed and very pleased when I talked to Dr. McCullum and Dr. Watkins when stuff was starting to come to light that everything was in place and it's just, everything was, they were prepared. So thank you all. And that shows why why it makes being a board member easy here, because our administration does a job well done. It always do a good job. So thank you all. Thank you to board members for being available also during this time. It's like things are coming together piece by piece at times, and everybody chimes in and make yourself available. So thank you all.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Dr. Watkins, Dr. McCullum, anything further?
I would just like to assure the board members that we will continue, as we have in the past, to provide information to them on a timely basis. We also try to include, all communication that we share with families and with staff. so that they are up to date as we move forward. And we tried to do that in the past. We will continue to do that in earnest.
Thank you, Dr. Watkins.
And thank you
Yes,
very
and
much.
Yes,
Thank
this
you.
is Peggy, and I appreciate the timeliness of all the emails that we do receive. So thank you.
These are not easy times, and you're doing a fantastic job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. McCullum, anything?
No, I just echo what Dr. Eason Watkins said. So we appreciate everyone's support, communities, teachers, schools, and you all as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just got on. Sorry, it's Deb. Finished up.
Hey, Deb, how you doing?
Good. We gave away hundreds of meals, and I just want to let everyone know that everyone was so grateful. Those people waited in line for like an hour in their cars, and they were very cooperative, even though I had to look each one of them up on the paper. And we worked with everybody, but it was really nice. Everybody was very grateful for all of the food that we gave them. So, and the kitchen, all the food service people have done just an outstanding job.
Thank you. Mrs. Billhauser or Mr. Warren, anything before we exit?
No, thank you.
All right. Is there room for public forum? Anybody from the public? All right. Well, everybody stay safe and stay healthy. It's time. This meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that meeting on the regular schedule?
Yeah, yes, until any further notice, we will just continue our regular schedule.
Yeah.
If there's something change, we will we will send email. There will be communication sent out in advance.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Marty.
Thank you.
All righty. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.